Hey there, this is Chris. We're going to look at Plum Creek. It's January 10th, 2022. There's currently four houses that are on the market in Plum Creek. Technically, there's actually 16, but most of them are in this area right here. And that area is still under construction. So there might be some that are close to construction or might have a um, February or March closing date. Um, but I don't know for sure. I'm going to have to look in that individually. I'm just going to kind of focus on these ones that are on the market right here. So I'm gonna take out ones that are claiming that they're done, but they're not quite. So we have four houses. There's two duplexes, 280, 299, and there's two regular houses at 1,300 square feet is 350, and 1,600 square feet is 413. This one's been on the market for a while. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Um, I might go over there and check it out. I don't think I've been in that one. I don't know if there's an issue with the house. Look at the seller's disclosure really quick. All right, this one is being sold by probably Open Door, Zillow, or something like that. So when it's an investor like that, yeah, it's Open Door. When it's an investor, they don't have to. They've never lived there, so they don't have to do a seller's disclosure. So that's kind of not a good thing about buying from Open Door is that they don't have to disclose anything because they've never lived there. Sometimes they might even know that there's issues, but since they've never lived there, they don't disclose anything, and that they kind of use that rule. Like, oh, sellers never lived there, so we don't have to disclose. So uh, I don't know if there's something wrong with this house. I might go over and check it out. But in the meantime, let's look at the. A lot of people are asking, what's the deal? They don't only ask this about Plum Creek, but they ask this about everywhere. But I just had somebody specifically ask me about Plum Creek. Our house is still going for over asking price. So you have a asking price at 413. How much is that house selling for? 5 years ago, you could say it would probably go a little bit under. Of course, this 413 would have been a lot lower 5 years ago as well. But nowadays, it's very, very typical for things to go way over asking price. It was getting really crazy last May, June, and July, where things were going for 50, 60, 75,000. I've heard of some houses in some areas going for 100,000, 150,000 over asking price. That's not the case in Plum Creek. I did sell a house that went for 75,000 over during the middle of that. It was one of the houses that had a pretty big yard, and it went over 1 week, and it went for 75 over. So let's take a look at the last 3 months and kind of get an idea of what houses are doing. So here's the close dates here. Um, this one just closed a few days ago, and it went for 10,000 over. So I would say that if we looked at the square footage, let's just look at square footage. 1,900 square feet. These are 1,900 square feet, 1,800 square feet. You can kind of compare all of these together with a price. So this one that we were just looking at, I think it was. No, it was this one. It's not the highest one in the last few months. So prices are not like being at least in that square footage in Plum Creek, are not being pushed that much. These numbers have all been kind of pushed up from, if you looked at these 2 years ago, they probably would have been in the high twos. Okay, so back to my point is our house is going for more than listing price. In October, you can see all of it. This one's 30,000 over. That one's 16 over, 20 over. So this one went under, but they're very rare that are going under. Even this one that was on the market for 20 days went for exactly what it was listed for. Of course, they might have dropped, uh, they might have dropped their price, but 370. This one was on the market for a while. Again, that may have had issues or something. I think I went in that house and I think it did have some issues, to be honest with you. But most of the time they're going for just a little over asking price or right at asking price. So we're not seeing that trend go away where you can get stuff for under asking price, unless it's been on the market for a while. But if it's been on the market for a while, typically it has something. It's either overpriced or there's some issue about it that the buyers don't like. I was in one house that had a really really small backyard, and that was the main reason that it wasn't selling. Um, the inside of the house was great, and they were trying to push value, but there was just that people just because I knew the person that was listing it, and the most of the feedback that she was getting, everybody was saying it was because of the backyard. And that house sat for a while, and I think it actually withdrew. I'm not sure if it sold. I have to go back and look. But that is what's going on in Plum Creek. Four houses currently on the market. Things still going over asking price. Days on the market still relatively low. You have your odd ones here and there, but even 12 days to 20 days is not a long time. 92 days in this market is a long time. And as I said, I think that house had a foundation issue from what I remember. And these other houses, I don't know off the top of my head what the issue was with them. But those are the rarities. Most houses are, this house didn't even make it a day. They put it on the market, got an offer, took it off the market. These again, 2 days, 3 days. That's still crazy. So that was back in October. Let's see how it's going. Yeah, see right now you're having they're all within a week, and sometimes they put it on a Thursday, and they say okay, they might get an offer on that Thursday or on that Friday, but they say okay, our deadline's on Monday, and just to keep it open, and that's the only reason that it went to 5 days. And if more than half of these probably got a really good offer on the first day. So it is definitely a good time to sell in Plum Creek. No doubt about that. Okay, let me know if you have questions.